Good morning, everybody. I wanted to do a video and talk about intermittent fasting and actually what the techniques of um, intermittent fasting are, and just share with you some of my own stories and where I think um, the fat really comes on, and that there's crucial times um, of the year, that people don't really realize. The weight you put on during the holidays, you could potentially be carrying that weight around all year. And you got to get on the diet after that in January when everybody's at the gym and they're there 2 weeks or a month and they've signed a year contract to get in and work out, and they've got 11 more months of the year that they're not going to be at the gym. So um, people make great decisions in January. I think because it's the first of the year, and they've put on this weight, additional weight from the holidays. They know what it is. They've stepped on that scale. Over the holidays, I went up to 251 pounds. I'm now at 243 as of this morning's weigh. And give me another couple of weeks, and I may get back to where I was at after my first 8-hour diet, which I have a lot of videos on that as well. And I always like to do before and afters because people don't realize 2 or 3 times a year you're putting on about 10 pounds that needs to come off. And so discussing the technique that's in the 8-hour diet, which is intermittent fasting, which is basically creating a time when your body is going to burn fat over carbohydrates, because our food is so chemical and sugar laden, and it affects our internal organs, and creates diabetes and heart disease and atherosclerosis and arthritis and joint pain and yada yada yada. Nobody wants um, to really admit that. So let's dig in and let's talk about what intermittent fasting is and what it's like to be on an intermittent fast diet. And how does intermittent fasting really work? This is my first slide here. And how does it work? Well, you eat, and there's so many versions of this, but there's a guy that eats 4 hours a day. I think 8 hours is the easiest, and once you get used to it, 8 hours starts to look like a really robust amount of time to eat on. So you eat for 8 hours, and then you're off for 16 hours. Sometimes, and they even call it the 16-8 diet. But you're going to eat for 8 hours, and a lot of people, to entice you to do this diet, they'll say eat whatever you want, and that's not really a good philosophy, because you want to be putting good nutrients, less chemical laden nutrients in your diet, maybe less meat. Oh no. Because I did vegetarianism for a while, and now I've kind of moved away from that, which I'll do another video about that as well, so be looking for that. And obviously click and subscribe to my videos. We've got over 100 subscribers now. You could be one too. So, but intermittent fasting, there's 8 hours you're going to be eating. I usually start at 10 o'clock. That's as long as I can wait. Like right now, I've got an hour and 15 minutes, and man, I am looking at, if you want to pre-program what you're going to be doing when you're on your fasting, you're going to be looking at that clock. I usually drink water during this time, maybe lemon water, just to continue the fast. I might do a couple of cups of coffee, but until 10 o'clock I don't eat. My wife tried it. She had headaches. She couldn't do it. She's like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard of. So basically it's a 16-8. Starting at 10 o'clock till 6, you're gonna eat at 6 o'clock. You're gonna stop. That also means no midnight snacking, and I think that's a key too. Is no snacking after 6 o'clock. Your body will thank you. I got on the treadmill yesterday, and you don't even have to work out really on this diet. Maybe some mild walking, maybe a little bit of jumping jacks or something before 10 o'clock. It just helps kind of speed the metabolism and burn a little bit more. But I got on the treadmill yesterday, no joint pain whatsoever. And I'm, as they say, on the wrong side of 40. I think I heard Queen Latifah or somebody say that. I just thought that was hilarious. Some talk show where they were just being funny. But I got on the treadmill yesterday, not minimal joint pain. I loved it. I did 40 minutes of cardio. So that's number one, is how does intermittent fasting work? It's a 16-8 diet, basically. On 8 hours, off 16. 8 of those 16 you're going to be sleeping, hopefully, sleeping well. Number two is, why should you do it? For one, you're going to lose weight. You're going to lose weight. It's more of a psychological diet to me than it is actually a physical thing, because you're not as focused and you're not as hungry as you think you're going to be. It does take a bit of mental toughness in the beginning, because you're just so out of your element, and it's going to be a bit extreme in the beginning. So all you can do is get on that bike and ride and give it a shot. I'm going to post some before and after pictures to show you what I actually looked like before I started, and man, I was not happy. And what I look like, and even when I'm losing weight, I look a little bit leaner, because it's really good to burn that fat out. And for men, the gut, subcutaneous gut fat is tremendous, and it gets in your jowls, as they say, your chin. You get 2 or 3 double chins going on. So I actually post real before and after pictures. Number 4 is what to eat when. And in that 8-hour period, I'll eat oatmeal in the morning, which is really good for you. Got a lot of nutrients. Keeps that blood sugar from spiking. So make that 8 hours count. Make it more than just, I can have this dessert or that dessert. It's not going to affect me as much. Your job for doing this diet is to lose weight. That's why you're doing it. So oatmeal in the morning. For lunch, I usually have a salad, and I pile lots of veggies and different stuff. You can do, some beans, maybe some lentils. That's another good source of protein. You want to get your protein in. That's kind of where I went wrong on the vegetarian diet. I wasn't getting enough protein, and I've been there. I've done it. I've experimented. I'll continue to experiment. I've actually gone out and tried these things, and I've had days where, wow, it didn't feel like I wanted to get out of bed. So eat lots of natural proteins. Lessen down the chemicals, because I think that does something to your body when it's trying to figure out what way it's going to go to lose weight. Artificial sweeteners, all those things, get rid of that stuff. It's just no good for nobody, except for the food purveyors who are using those ways of making the food to make more profit and continue selling you more chemicals. Number 4, we actually just kind of got into a little bit what to eat and when. 5, another thing to get into with the dieting and losing weight is, what is the awareness of your body? What are you feeling? Where are you feeling it at? Why do you think you're feeling it at? Fasting is good for the body, and it's been proven to create this elasticity of youthfulness almost. And like, for instance, when I got up this morning, my lower back was hurting. My stomach just felt kind of tight in the lower hip area, so I might stretch that area out. Your goal is to make yourself feel good while you're doing this. Fasting, usually in the final hour, the 16th hour of no food for me, my mind just has this mental acuity. So I kind of like that pump. It makes me not want to go eat, because I know the food is going to kind of change my metabolism a little bit. So these are things to definitely to get into and enjoy, and watch that weight peel off. When I got back from vacation, 251 was my actual weight, and I was very unhappy. So I always know I can get back on the fast, and I can get that weight off. I've got about 10 more I want to get down to, and then from there I'm going to set goals and see how far I can get down. From there, I'm 6'3", so I carry a little bit of bulkiness around, but I'd like to carry a little bit of leanness. So I hope these things will help you guys. You can email me, bransonrealtor1@yahoo.com if you'd like. Click subscribe and like my pages, and keep looking for more videos on how to lose weight.